finally getting to working with the Moog Sub-37. This should be fairly quick. Going to actually just focus on the step sequencer. That's a feature that I admit I don't use too much on keyboards. I tend to like to play live, and the band or the group of guys that I play with don't do a bunch of sequence stuff either so much. So anyway, I was curious and I hadn't seen too many examples on YouTube, so here it is. We'll look at how to program the initial steps, how to either make pauses or rests, how to tie two notes together, and then how to go back into it and edit it, change the values, the parameters. By the way, I'm drinking a Belgian beer. It is not the Super Défanier, which is not a real popular beer in Belgium that I'm aware of. No, it is Lef, or Lef, as they say in French, I think. Not quite the Budweiser of Belgium. That would probably be Jubilee, but it's one of the popular ones. It's okay. Actually, Belgian beer is extremely hard to find here in Germany, so anyway, cheers, Prost, salute. Okay, we're looking at the step sequencer on the Moog Sub-37. This is actually a fairly simple process. Just a few button clicks and dials and you're on your way. So first thing we're going to look at is just how to do a quick little sequence here. Just 4 notes, and first thing you do, everything that you're going to work with mostly here is in the arpeggiator section. The pattern wheel here, you're going to switch that to record, and then you're just going to start. As you enter the notes on the keyboard, it will remember the notes and which position they are. Up here it will actually say which note you've entered. One of whatever, the whole thing. So let's just do a quick 4-note sequence. Hey, that was 5, wasn't it? Okay, so we just did a 5-note sequence, and that's actually makes a point. You can make these sequences as many steps as you want, looping from 1 up to 64. So we just did a simple 5-note sequence. Switch it back to sequence, turn it on. Now if you want, you can turn on the latch already as well. And once it's going, of course, you can modify the rate. Supposedly all the way up to 280 beats per minute, which is fairly fast. Obviously you can play with any of the other little controls and features you want. Key lets you turn it on and off, pretty easy. You can also actually mess with the glide while it's going. And if you actually have the legato on, it won't, for single notes on the step sequence, it won't slide. If you have the legato off, it will slide between every note, unless they're tied together. Which, of course, brings me to my next thing you can do while you're composing, is you can add ties between notes and pauses or rests. So let's do a simple 8-note sequence. Oh, and by the way, you can save the sequences with each of the patches, and every time you switch back to record, it automatically clears the sequence that you had, so you might want to save it before you go back. And as soon as you start playing again, it starts recording again. So just a second, let's turn that off. So 8 notes here. Okay, now we're going to do a really simple 8-note sequence, and we're going to put a rest in it. Now to put a rest in it, you just hit the little rest button instead of playing the note on the keyboard. If you want the note to be, notice these are all, I don't know, 8th notes approximately, or actually whatever note value you really want them to be, but they all have to be the same value unless you tie the 2 notes together. If you tie 2 different notes together, it will, and the glide is on, you'll hear it glide between the notes. If it's the same note played twice and it's tied, then it will have the length of that note for as long as many notes you have tied together. So if you have 2 notes tied together, let's say they're 8th notes, you tie 2 8th notes together, of course you have a quarter note. So let's try it again here. You cannot have the multi-trig triggered here, or it will still sound like single notes. So turn that off. Obviously, it doesn't matter how fast you play it. When you take it back and start it, it's synchronized to whatever interval it's got. You know, again, whatever you want to call it. 8th note. So then I've made that first step is actually 2 steps tied together to make one bigger note. Fairly awesome. Obviously you can transpose the pitch. And you can actually go into it after it's done and, oh wait, I wanted to show you an example in dual mode or duo mode. So, awesome, it will record with multiple notes. Let's do a quick example right here. Go back, play. Do another quick one because it's fun. Okay. do another real quick 8-note sequence. We'll make this one fairly simple. Okay. Let's kill the sub. Go back, play. Okay, now we're going to go into edit mode. Hit the latch and the bank buttons together, and it will actually highlight, it will illuminate one of these out of the bottom 16 buttons for each of the steps that's been recorded. Since I just recorded an 8-step sequence, there are only 8 buttons that are lit up. If there were more, obviously up to 64, you would have to page through this 4 times. 4 times 16, 64. But we're keeping it simple. Now, once you have this like this, you can go ahead and listen to it. So anyway, that's the step sequencer for the Moog Sub 37. Got any questions, write them down below. This was not that hard to figure out, and like I said, I don't use a step sequencer that much. Actually, it reminded me of the step sequencer for the Casio XW-P1, that's it, I almost forgot the name of that, which is actually fairly powerful as well. If you want to go low money and get something that's fairly capable, it's not a bad keyboard. Yeah, I know it's Casio, but anyway, this is a Moog Sub 37 and it rocks. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Cheers.